Welcome back, everybody, to the latest edition of the Servin podcast. I am your host, Joey Servin, aka the real Oreo, the real one that you know. So, hmm, where do I want to start? I'll start by saying this, as I always do. I'll glory to God for putting me in this position to do what I love to do best. Without Him, this is impossible. That's number one. Number two is this. I'm going to start with the NBA. Now, a few episodes ago, I made some comments regarding the product of the NBA, the product that's on the court, the product that's being put out there, and I I voiced my opinion on it. And this past weekend, we had the All Star game. Well, last weekend, we had the All Star game going on. I didn't watch it, just like I didn't watch the Super Bowl. So apparently, Kevin Durant took some issues with the way fans feel. And our criticism of the product. Now, what I will say to this, he's got to understand where we're coming from. We're consumers. We're consumers. We pay for the product. So evidently, he doesn't feel like we have a right to voice our opinions. Apparently, he doesn't feel like we just need to shut up and watch them play basketball. I mean, come on. We pay for the product. We pay to go see the likes of LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, et cetera, et cetera. We're not getting it. We're not getting it. Listen, I like to defend the players when I feel like, they are being attacked. A lot of times I've defended a lot of these players. And again, I'm just now doing this public platform privately, talking to amongst friends or whoever. I'll defend the players. I can't defend them in this instance. I can't. We are hardworking civilians. We are not on the court. Is he right about that? Yeah, we're not on the court. Does he think we don't understand the dynamic of basketball? I don't know. I don't know. That's up to him to answer that question. Just based off of the comments that he makes, doesn't seem like he doesn't feel like we should voice our opinions. We have no leg to stand on. We're not on the court. We don't understand the game of basketball. So you're saying that a consumer, a fan, doesn't have a right to speak his opinion or her opinion or voice their frustrations when we're getting what we're not getting. We are paying for a product. When I go to a game, when I go to a Laker game, I'm expecting to see LeBron James. In the past, Anthony Davis. Now, Luca, if you're from the Phoenix area, you're expecting to see Kevin Durant. Even if you're from like North Carolina, Charlotte, and your favorite player is Kevin Durant, and you pay for a ticket to go watch him play, or you're a parent who pays for this ticket because your son's or daughter's favorite player is Kevin Durant, and then you find out that once you pay for the ticket and you show up to the arena, he's not playing. This is what we're spending our money for. We buy the subscriptions, all right? We buy the NBA League Pass. Why? We want to watch the games. We buy the jerseys. We buy the hats. We buy the sweaters. We buy all the merchandise, coffee mugs, whatever. We're paying for those things. It's not coming out of your pocket. It's not coming out of the players' pockets. Last I checked, LeBron James didn't pay for my jerseys, for my coffee mugs, for my memorabilia. That's me paying for that stuff. That's the fans paying for those things. We have every single right to voice our opinions and voice our frustrations when we're not getting what we expect. And then when we go to these games or we're watching these games, we're not getting any effort. We're not getting any whatsoever. So how is it okay? How is it fair for you as a player in the league to make the amount of money you're making? Nobody's saying you don't deserve to make that money, but how is it fair for you to make that money, you to make the type of money that you're making? You can sit out whenever the hell you feel like sitting out. You can show up whenever you feel like showing up. You can show no effort. And not this is not directed to Kevin. This particular thing is not solely directed to Kevin Durant. This is going out to every single one of those players in the NBA and the National Basketball Association. This goes out to those players. This goes out to those superstars, especially the superstars. How the hell do you have the right to tell us that we can and cannot voice our opinions? Or let me rephrase that. We can't voice our opinions. We don't know what we're talking about. We got no leg to stand on. We're paying for the product. We're paying for the product. So, so in this instance, this is directed to Kevin Durant. And yeah, I did add him on Twitter or X, whatever it was. And I tell him, and I did tell him, as a fan, you got no place to tell us as fans what we can and cannot say. You as a player have no business telling us that we can't voice our frustrations and we can't voice our opinions. We have every damn right to. I don't care what you or anybody else in the league has to say. We're paying for these tickets to get into these arenas. That's us. Because without us, you're playing in an empty arena. It's the fans that are buying your jerseys. It's the fans, it's the parents buying these posters for their kids. And you're gonna tell us that we don't got no business talking, voicing our frustrations. One thing I don't do, one thing I don't do when it comes, especially when it comes to something like this, I don't run from what I say and I don't back down. And I'm not saying that he's gonna find this video and he's gonna hear this and he's gonna see this, but if for some reason he does, and if for some reason he decides to at me, if you decide to at me on X, it is the THE real REAL Oreo OREO one. That's my tag. And I will respond. I will respond because you got no business telling us that we shouldn't be voicing our frustrations or our opinions. And it's not that this is the first time Kevin Durant has come out publicly and said things about fans, or even the media for that matter, or even the media, especially when you got guys that cover the league attacking the Stephen A. Smiths of the world. Where do you get off? Where do you get off attacking people? Because this is what it is. I think I know what it is. You ever hear the saying, "You fight when you're backed up into a corner"? That's what Kevin Durant is doing, backing up because he's fighting because he's backed up in the corner. Why? Because he knows deep down inside what we're saying is true. He can deny it. Trust me, it's easier to deny than to accept the truth than to accept the fact. The fact is, we're a paying consumer. We're paying for a product. These parents are paying their hard-earned money to take their kids to go see you play because you are their favorite player, no matter what city they're in, whether it's Phoenix, whether it's LA, whether it's Portland, whether it's Charlotte, whether it's Memphis, doesn't matter. These parents are spending hard-earned money to come see these superstars play, to come see guys like Kevin Durant play, LeBron James play. And I've already had an incident. I've already had a situation where I pay for a ticket so me and my family can watch a Laker game, only for LeBron James and Anthony Davis not to play. I've had the luxury of watching Shaq play. I paid for a ticket to go watch Shaq. Shaq was there. Same year as the same year Kobe was there. 96, 97, something like that. I paid for another ticket to watch Kobe and the Lakers in Houston against Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady. And they both played. All of them played. I go to a Dodger game and I see Mookie play. I see Mookie play. I've seen some of my Dodgers play, my favorite Dodgers play. I purchased tickets to a Dodger game so my little brother can watch Manny Ramirez and who happens to be there playing Manny Ramirez. Mind you, again, I said this in one of my previous episodes. Major League Baseball players play 162 games a season. A season. And every time I have showed up and purchased a ticket to watch the stars on the Dodgers play, they all play. I go to Rams games. Every time I show up, I purchase a ticket. Who's playing? Whether it's from 2017 to now, Aaron Donald played, Jared Goff played, Todd Gurley played, Cooper Cup played, Robert Woods played, Brandon Cooks played, and Dominican Sue played. I'm watching all these guys play. Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford. I watched them all. These guys are showing up to play. And you can say, oh, it's only 16 games. 16 games in a full contact sport, full contact. And this is why fans like me always push away from this new generation of the NBA. This is why we always look towards, and especially for me, I look to those teams in the 80s, whether it was the Lakers, whether it was the Celtics, whether it was the Bulls, whether it was the Pistons, whether it was the 76ers. Didn't matter. The Cavaliers. Those guys showed up to play. No excuses. The 90s, same thing. Especially when we throw in the Charlottes, the Knicks, the Miamis of the world, the Supersonic. Then of course you got the era with with Kobe, McGrady, Vince Carter, Allen Iverson. This is that's part of the reason why these comparisons are made. Because it's just like these players just don't care. All the money that these players make, all the money these players make, and they don't care about a thing. They care about the money that they're making. Complaining, complaining about the amount of games that they're playing. And then they want to cut the quarters from 12 minutes to 10 minutes a quarter. Come on. Come on. Sorry, 15 minutes, whatever it is. To 10 minutes? Come on. So you want to shorten the season from what is it, 82 games? And I heard something ridiculous like 50 something, 60 something games. Come on. Come on. They're getting ready to add on another game in the NFL in the next 2 years. They're going to make that an 18 game season. Major League Baseball is still playing 162 games, not including the playoffs. And here you got these NBA players and superstars complaining about the amount of games that they're playing, the amount of back to backs that they're playing, the effort is not there. And guys like Kevin Durant feel like we don't have the right to complain. Guys like Kevin Durant feel like we ain't got no business to stand on. We ain't got no business talking about NBA, about the NBA and the product. Come on, man. We're paying for the service. We're paying for the service. When you pay for the service, when you pay for our tickets, when you decide you want to pay for our tickets, and I'm talking to the players, when you decide you want to pay for our tickets, when you decide you want to pay for our memorabilia, when you decide you want to pay for our jerseys, our coffee mugs, our hats, etc., then we don't talk. Then we don't talk. Until then, we're spending $100 a pop for each ticket, give or take 3 or 4 tickets. That's four. That's 4 bills we're dropping just to watch a game. That's not including the parking. That's not including the concession stands. That's not including going to the team store. And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna have the audacity to tell fans that we ain't got the business, we ain't got the right to complain. Man, get the hell out of here. Get out of here. That attitude is the reason why the NBA is whack as hell right now. That attitude. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. I don't think like everybody else. I don't talk like everybody else. I ain't out here trying to be like everybody else. I ain't sitting here repeating what everybody else is repeating. I'm sitting here and I'm saying exactly what I feel and what I've been feeling. I ain't talking just to talk. I ain't saying what I'm saying just because someone like Stephen A. Smith or somebody on ESPN is saying something about what's going on, or somebody at Fox Sports is saying something about what's going on, or any one of these other social media outlets or any of these media outlets. I ain't repeating what they're saying. And if anybody knows me, and there's a lot of people that know how I feel about this because privately I've had these conversations with them. And I've been stating this for a while now. Again, I'm stating what I feel. I'm speaking for me. Let me rephrase that. I'm speaking on behalf of not only just me, but fans across the US, fans across the world. Because I know a lot of fans are disgusted by the product. A lot of fans. I know I'm not just the only one. And the numbers and the ratings show it. And guess who's responsible for those ratings? It's not the players. Well, partially because they're the reasons why we're not watching. They are the reasons why the ratings are down. They are the reasons why. Guess what? Didn't the NBA just sign a major deal? I think two of them, as a matter of fact, one with I believe one with Amazon and the other one with NBC. How are they going to feel when they start losing money? How are the owners going to feel when they start losing money? Meanwhile, fans are just going to sit back and just, these players, and I hate to say this, but these players will never feel that effect as long as they're getting endorsement deals and they're getting a check. They can care less. They got their money. They got their money. They can care less. They got commercials. They got endorsements. They got sneaker deals. They got guaranteed money. They can care less. So I say this to the fans. If these players, and think about what I'm saying, if these players don't give a damn about the product that they put on the floor, the effort that they put out on the floor, and don't care about showing up and show up whenever they feel like showing up, if they don't care, and I'm talking to the ones that are out there still supporting the product, why should you care? They don't care about you. They got their money. And if a player sits there and comes back and says, who said the fans that the players don't care? Look at the product. Look at the product. The product says otherwise. The product says otherwise. So again, I'm talking to those fans. Why should you care? Why should you keep forking up the money to go watch these guys play? Why should you keep buying the jerseys and the memorabilia and so on and so forth? These guys just don't care. Now, let me rephrase this. I want to make sure I'm clear on this. I'm not saying don't buy team memorabilia. I'm saying don't buy player memorabilia. And I'm talking about current players. I'm not talking about players from the past, players that have retired, players that are in Hall of Fame. I ain't talking about those guys. I ain't talking about their memorabilia. I ain't talking about their product. I ain't talking about their jerseys. I ain't talking about their posters. I'm talking about these current players. I am strictly talking about these current players. The Kobe's of the world, the Jordans of the world, the Barkleys, the Magics, the Kareems, the Birds, McHale's, the Isaiah Thomases of the world. Continue to support that product. Continue to keep supporting that posters, coffee mugs, shirts, team hats. That's cool. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about these players. And I want to make sure that I say this very loud and very clear. In no way is this directed at every single player. No, in no way is this directed at every single superstar player. This is directed to all those superstar players that don't give a damn about what they're putting on the floor. And a lot of time, and you know what? And we see it. You got your money. You got your money, so you don't care. What is it that they say? Protect the brand. That's what they're doing. They're protecting their own brand. So why bother to play? If you don't want to play, and if you don't want to show up, why are you still playing in the league? Help me understand that. Why are you still playing in the league? If you don't care, I'm still shocked and surprised. But then again, I shouldn't be by those comments that Kevin Durant made. I said, man, I'm all for players making their money, whether it's endorsements, contracts, whatever, guaranteed. I'm all for it. I don't, man, that don't bother me nothing. It's the product, man. Some of us went from being proud NBA fans to just like, what is this? And then everything is a 3-point shot. Like the game is weak. The All-Star game is weak. The product is weak. Everything is weak in this league now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I am Joey, and I'll talk to you guys, and I'll catch you guys later.